Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird, back with a new Steel Division League cast today. Today we are in Division 3, and the matchup we have on the left hand side in blue, we have Shweri. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, and I'm going to struggle pronouncing it, so I'm going to say Shweri. If that's a wrong pronunciation, I apologise, but yeah, I'm not really sure how to say that name. So he's playing the first Blindata, Romanian Mir on the left in blue. He's actually on Maverick Income. And on the right hand side in red, we have Cramoxis. He is playing the 7th Mechanized Corps on Balanced Income. So we've got Maverick versus Balanced. And here I was previous matches saying that Vanguard was going to be the income. So this is quite an important match for Shweri, more so than Cramoxis, because we are getting towards the end of the group stage, and Shweri still has a chance to go through, but I think Cramoxis is out of the picture. But they are quite tight in the table from what I looked at earlier, so this should still be a good match, and Shweri needs to come away with a win really to keep himself to give himself a chance of going through. So this should be quite a good match, should be a tight one, and we'll see how it goes. So first being out to Romanian Mir, you've had a chance to have a quick look at the deck. I'm not going to go through too much of this. I think you will know this deck fairly well. It'd be interesting to see the Takum T60s early on, see if they come out, and a few other units as well. The Stu 42s, always interesting to see those. Yeah, you do see them a bit more often now as well. Yeah, so some unique units in there, but most of them I think we know them already. On the right hand side, we've got Cramoxis. He's playing a balanced deck. Actually, not too much infantry to say it's a balanced deck, really. I think he's... and if you look at his C-phase cards, he's got 1 infantry C-phase card, 1 tank C-phase card, and 1 anti-air C-phase card. I mean, the anti-air C-phase card is quite an odd pick, I think. Yeah, I kind of think his income doesn't quite match the way that he's built his deck, really. I would have been expecting to see more sort of C-phase equipment, but hey-ho, that's what we've got. The game is just underway, and I'm going to switch to it in a moment, but I do want to point out the ISU 122S. We got 3 of those in this matchup. So let's just recap. Shweri on the left-hand side in blue. He's playing Romanian Mir, going for a bridgehead on the southern side, Maverick Income. And we've got Cramoxis on the right-hand side in red. He's playing the 7th Mechanized Corps. Also bridging in the south, he's on Balanced Income. So who's going to prevail here? And early on, we got the... flaming units on both sides trying to go after this compound. This could be an important battle between these two units, and I think Cramoxis is going to lose out here because his Ognimichiki is split up, although it could depend on this engagement here whether the second unit of Shweri come in or not, because I think the Ognimichiki in the building should win this one out. And okay, now they start coming in. Actually, I think Shweri is going to win this one out. Is he or is he not? That's going to be an interesting question. I think he's just going to win when this second engagement happens. So he's going to have that flag down in the south. Looks like Cramoxis has made some ground here, but got both sides tanks coming in now with the T4s and the T34s on both sides coming into action. And the T4s are Panzer IVs, if I remember right. Yeah. Just wanted to check they weren't T-34s there, captured Russian tanks, but they aren't. So the Razvedka could be quite an important unit here, and the Stroki's coming in to try and find the Vanatori Moto and the Vanatori Dekir. M2A1 backing off from the 20 mil. It looks like Nope, that battle still hasn't been waged yet with the flaming units. But Chromoxis has taken the southern side. The Rosita has been caught out of position, and you don't get many of those Rositas when you take them in A phase, so that's not something that you want to see from the Russian perspective. From the Romanian perspective. The Russians in this case definitely want to see it. So the T4's all that holds up right now, this line. The TACOM T60s have come in the south with some support in Pioneering, and the SPW 20mm. Up in the south, not much happening. I think the M42 gun there firing off against the TA up in the southern area. I've got the IAR 81mm circling. It obviously lost sight of its target, or it was destroyed. Either way, the Venatori de Moto did go down to the Tanko de Saniki, and the Ducati will go down as well. T4 does go down to the T34 there, and the Romanians are really under a hell of a lot of pressure in the southern portion of this map. 2 reinforcing stroke goes in, but a bunch of units have been taken out now, so I really think if Choueiri commits and pushes aggressively back into this forest, he can hold it, but he can't do it by a air attack because we're going to have 2 37mm coming in here now. He really needs to push hard and aggressive very fast before Chromoxis gets a chance to really reinforce this southern side. I mean, we've got more and more pouring in. Choueiri needs to get in there ASAP. Looks like the Flamers did go down, perhaps to each other, although the T34 and M2A1 have come in now. If those Araconta de Flacere do come into play, or do go down, which they are going to the 2 squads of Tanko de Saniki, yeah, look at this centre ground, and I'd like to see whether Chromoxis even tries to push across the bridge here in the centre. Looks like a T4 is coming across to cover that, to make sure that doesn't happen, but he still may lose the flag here if one of the Tanko de Saniki gets into this building. It can put a lot of pressure on that flag. Looks like Choueiri's going for a northern attack. Yes, he is pushing across the river here, and I don't like that. Although he is on Maverick income, so actually, yeah, I can understand why he's doing that. The reason I say I didn't like that is because I really want him to concentrate on the south and really kind of pull back his position. But he's putting a lot of investment up there in the north. He is on Maverick income against balance, so I can understand why he's doing that. And actually, on balance, is it the right call? I'm not 100% sure either way which call would be the right call. So we're going to have to see how this one plays out. Rizvedka moving to the front again, but there isn't really the tanks here to take out. The second T4, no, that one did move further north. The SPW Grus are under attack from the T34. That's quite a nice positioning for that unit, so somehow Choueiri is going to need to take out that T34-76 because it's got a beautiful cover over the re-supporting road. T4 is going to engage it. Can it do it? It is using its heat shell, so I think it should have the advantage, and the spalling hit comes in, so it does get the kill there, and that was quite an important kill. 20mm comes in, should be able to clean up the M2A1 and actually restore the flag to Choueiri's favour. He's currently 13-11 down. We're focusing on the southern side. The northern push is about to come back in. It's quite hard to cover both because they are on opposite sides of the map. The Venatori de Moto coming in here now. Under pressure from the Tanko de Sanikes, but do pin down the Shrelkin. If they can take out the Rizvedka, do need to unload out of that truck. Does just unload in time. The Arancata de Flacari do use that flamer to pin down the stroke, and it's just really the Rizvedka that's standing in their way. And actually there's a lot of territory back here, and the 2 reinforcing T-34s, they won't really be able to stand up to the infantry because he needs actual infantry up there. Chromoxis really needs infantry, and all his reinforcements have been going down south. So actually, as it turns out, I think it was a good move from Choueiri to put those units up north. It has left him still under pressure in the southern side. He hasn't been able to take back that flag, and the IAR 81mm won't be able to proceed against the 37mm. And look at this 37mm. The IAR goes down there, but this 37mm across the river, a very ambitious ploy. And will it pay off? Well, it certainly looks like it might do, but no, in the face of the SPW MIC 20mm, it will not pay off. So a costly anti-air unit goes down there. 80 points lost. Really, I like the aggressiveness of that move, but he needed something to cover it against that kind of attack, like a small AT gun maybe in the forest, or like a T-34-76, you know, in this kind of position here that could cover that from a close range attack. But so far Chromoxis is held onto the south, and he really needs to hold that hold for a decent length of time. We do now see infantry reinforcements. We do see an anti-air attack, an anti-air unit come into the northern side to try and support his northern positions. We have seen some air attacks from Shveri with those IARs, but I'm not sure I quite like Chromoxis's kind of heavy reinforcement into anti-air units, because he's on balanced income and he's taken away from his frontline units. So I think I would have preferred more infantry just coming in here and really just taking those air attacks in the face, because with the infantry maybe could have held this flag up for a bit longer, whereas with the AA unit, I think he's gonna lose that unit in the long run, and that's going to be an 80-point loss. Whereas we could be looking at 4 strokey. Yeah, 4 strokey squads, which really would reinforce that front line and stop any further advances. We'll see how it plays out, but personally I think it's probably the wrong choice there. I think we need some more infantry up there. So from a Ju-87 D5 strike, going to come in, try and hit the T-34 there in the forest. Does get the kill, and Chromoxis just luckily gets away because he was moving that second T-34-76 right into the path of that cluster strike. But the Ju-87 circles back around to check his kills, and he may go down because of that fact. The Zernaut 37mm able to sustain the air assault into the Ju-87 D5, but he's just going to get out alive from the looks of it. Yes. Wow, the Ju-87 D5 pilot dicing with death there. TACOM T60 coming into the south. T-34-76 going to reverse here. May take out, well, more reinforcements being ordered into this position, and that TACOM could come under threat. We're going to have to see how that goes. The Razvedka moving around the forest into the south. I like this choice, and those two vehicles are under a large amount of pressure, and another few vehicle reinforcements, but we definitely need a couple of infantry units in here as well, because Chromoxis has been able to really overcome the south. Both players are investing into the flanks of either player here. Look, the Zernaut 37mm has taken some serious damage, and I think that unit is going to go down once the TA eventually finds it. And that is going to be that 80-point loss that we talked about. The MG42 helping out from afar, exactly what you want from those MG42 heavy machine guns. Shweri roaming through now with the Panzer IV-H and the SPW 20mm. I kind of like the two supporting units here. The 20mm can definitely take care of those close-range infantry units, while the Panzer IV-H can definitely fend off the T-34s. He's got another pair of tanks roaming through. They should start engaging the T-34 reinforcements, and if he does come in with the third T-34 as well, which it looks like he's going to do, I think that's going to be 2 T-34s down, and Chromoxis definitely will not be liking the state of this middle ground right now. 20mm going to take on the Ognamachiki pushing forwards. I think, is he actually out of 20mm rounds? He is. One of the Panzer IVs goes down in reply, so I think the T-34s did decent to take one of those tanks out. I think that's a reasonable fight there. If they'd have lost, they could have easily lost both tanks and not taken out one of the German or Romanian units, so that definitely was useful. The 20mm did go down, probably to the Razvedka strike, especially because they have lost men, but the T-30s engaging with the TACOMs. The TACOM was always going to go down at that range, and the Razvedka was coming in anyway, so that TACOM was really in trouble. I think the south is fully won for Chromaxis. I don't see Schwery kind of pushing back into the south. He is pushing forward with a Panzergren, which for now will go through because there isn't really anything to take out the SDK said 251/1, although actually if it comes right by this Strelki, it will do. It will do. So yeah, the dog not happy with that move, and the Romanians definitely not happy. Back up to the north, and the Venatori are moving through, crossing the river over one of the northern bridges. Ford G91T goes down there to the Strelki DP with the PTRD rifle, and there is a Pioneer assault that also needs to unload. The 20 mils again, nice use of these vehicles, although they can get taken out by the PTRDs. So some people kind of use them all at once in a big mass, and if they get taken down, you know, it can either work or it can fail miserably, because if they get taken down all in one big group, you've lost them and you've lost quite a big use of units. And some people kind of use them in bits and bobs, one at a time, paired with tanks and other units, and they can really, again, they can be hit and miss because they can get taken out by the Russian PTRD rifles, but they can also do a hell of a lot of damage being used in that route. So yeah, the 20 mil usage, I think it does really show a decent measure of skill, how you use those 20 mil units. GU87D5 going after the ISU 122S, and the P3 getting called away. Not that it really could do with much work. No AA in the center line as we look at the Romanian JU bomber with his pair in the back. Will he be able to pick off a massive kill on the ISU 122S? Drops its payload. No! Absolutely misses the target, and I think that was a ground attack position move rather than a direct order onto the tank itself, and the ISU 122S is spared for now. The JU87D5 retreats, does stay alive. The Romanians will get another chance, but the high command will seriously not like that pilot, and I have to worry about his life going back to the Romanian high commands after missing such a high value and high priority target as the ISU 122S on its own in the middle of the Russian battlefield. Wow, what an absolute miss there. But when we talk about the ground, Schwery has a 17-7 right now, picking up these 3 flags here, and Chromaxis, he's secured the south, but in doing so, in pouring all of his reinforcements early on so heavily into the south, he has really struggled to hold his positions in the northern part of this map and in the center part. And Schwery, I think, on balance, the decision to push up north really was the right decision, and he was able to overwhelm Chromaxis' units. Along with his Maverick income, you have to say he has had the Maverick income as well, and he's still got that big advantage in the early portion of this game. So Chromaxis picking up a flag back. Will he be able to take out that T4? He's got to be a little bit careful. But if he does, he could take another flag back. And yeah, Schwery's really used that income advantage. And but that's what it's there for. That is what it's there for. The Strelki do unload, and I think they're going for a charge, a head-on charge at the T4. It's backing away. The Russians running over the battlefield, supported by a T-34-76 behind, taking shots, and the T4 does go down by the T-34-76 on the hill. The infantry lose a lot of men in that assault, but the Russians, we know they like doing those human wave attacks. Denisov, we saw that skin the other day, actually, of Denisov. Roaming this time over the Romanian-Russian plains. Where are we? We're on Boba? We're on Boba, so the Russian plains, the Romanians have assaulted all the way through. They've joined the German units. Let's have a look at the battle here. We do have 2 ISUs on to play. There's one more ISU available, so I wonder whether Chromoxis might even bring this kind of down south. I'd like to see it, to see whether he can get it up onto this kind of hill position, supported by a couple of infantry units. Could really, you know, he'd have an ISU in all 3 kind of areas of the battlefield. At the moment, Schwery is pouring in Panzergrens up in the northern side. It looks like he's going to take another flag, make it back to a 16-8. He's got 8 minutes left on the clock. Pioneering Assaults pushing forwards. The Romanians pushing over there, but the stroke is under assault from the T4 and the SPW 20 mils. Go down anyway. Schwery picks up 2 flags there, 17-7. Nice assaults from his units. He's really used that Maverick income well there. We got a Ju-87D5. Will this guy be able to take out the ISU? But we do have a PE3 here. Will he be able to do some decent damage? The ISU not backing off yet. I mean, he surely knows now it starts to back off. But the Ju-87 is going to get through here. Is he going to get... Yes, it is the ISU 122S. Is he going to be able to make the kill this time? He misses again, and the P40N swooping in there to take down the Ju-87. Wow. Oh, and he gets a double kill, surely. Yes, the P40N double kill. Beautiful play there from Klamoxis, but is it too late? He's got 7 minutes left on the clock. What a double kill, and those ISU tankies, they've got to be, well, if word gets back that 2 of the main Ju-87D5 cluster planes have been taken out, they can definitely breathe a sigh of relief from those cluster munition attacks. Perhaps can be even more aggressive. Su-76I taking a shot from the T4, replies with a huge kill there onto the commander. But look at the Romanian reinforcements up on this northern side. There are so many of them. Will Klamoxis be able to overturn just the huge number of Romanians here? You really expect this from the Russian side. Pin down Shrokey, but yeah, a huge number of Romanians, and Klamoxis is really going to struggle to take back that northern side. I think he would be better off trying to launch some kind of attack, a flank into the south, because the area is just much lighter defended, if I can get the right words out here, whereas he is pouring units into an absolute bloodbath up in the northern area. Sapiri, do not unload. The unit goes down, and will the second unit go down as well? Yes, it will. Bad times from the Russians, losing units in trucks. And is this the third ISU? No, it's the repositioning second unit from earlier on. The ZSU is so far back here, but he can't push forwards because of the Romanian units. I mean, if this TA, just moves forward slightly, that ZSU M15 could go down, but it does take out a Romanian, I think that was a Romanian bomber there that went down. I think it was Romanian and not Russian. Not 100% sure. They didn't quite see it. The double flamethrower Pioneer Assault takes down a Strokey unit, and Schwery could be pushing on for another flag here, but there are reinforcing Strokey units back to a 59 now. So there has been a couple of flags picked up, at least one from, I think this one back here has been picked up from Klamoxis, and I think he is making some kind of play in the southern side, picking up a couple of flags back down to a 59. He's giving himself 5 minutes, but more and more units being pushed forward for the Romanians here. There is so much stuff in here. I actually think Schwery's making a bit of a mistake not reinforcing the south, especially if he pushes forwards with these tanks and loses them, because they are his main defense. A couple of TACMs coming in as well, but they won't be able to stand up to a sustained attack. But nothing really to take out these T4s down in the south, with the Gumjan T34 out of action. There is an Su-76I on the way, but Klamoxis, I think, is making a bit of a mistake by not attacking in the south. I'm sure he doesn't know what's up there, and if he manages to see this game back, I think, well, he will be surprised by the amount of Romanian military equipment up on the northern side of this map. There is just so much stuff here. He's never going to be able to take back this position, and I think he just won't realise the amount of stuff here, because I think if he did, we would see more attacks coming into the south. 59 still on the clock. 5 minutes left for Shveri to hold out for the victory, and it will be a victory that he really needs to take. Rosita takes a long-range shot at the SU there and does get the kill. There's another Rosita that needs to unload here and actually could be really a counter to the ISU up there on that northern pitch positioning, so really needs to unload that. But yeah, just wave after wave of Russian forces being you know, brought in and decimated before they can really get into a position to hold any kind of front line in the north. T-34-76 is moving into the north from the middle part of this map, and I like this move. Kind of flanking in here, and I think it's just too much, too late. Shveri is now pushing more reinforcements into the south, and I think the opportunity is missed from Chromoxis. I think he's just lost too much reinforcing into this northern position. I don't think he's going to be able to kind of drip feed reinforcements into the south to make enough of an effect. Bounce onto the ISU from the T4 down here in the center ground, but I don't think the ISU is going to be in too much trouble here. Even like 3-on-1, I don't think he's going to be in too much trouble. It can just stand there. Shogi needs to move forward slightly and just slightly move forwards and pick up this flag here, because he is losing a double tick by not holding that flag. It would give him a little bit more time. Not that I think Chromoxis is probably going to get away with a win here, but any little time, I mean, you never know what is going to happen. I'm just keeping my eyes on the south, because that is Chromoxis' main opportunity there, just to see whether anything's going to happen. TA does go down to the other ISU in here. Yes, the ISU that was in the center ground. I think there were some T4s. I think they backed off here. I think it was these units that have probably backed off behind the houses. And yeah, just so many infantry units up in a nice defensive line. We've got 3 Rositas up on the hill. It's going to be a real battle for Chromoxis. He's got 2 minutes left on the clock, and I don't think he's going to be able to do it. Shveri does push forward with the Pioneer assaults, but they don't really get anywhere in this southern side. The defences that Chromoxis have holds them off for now, but more coming in and nothing to take out these T4 units. We do have an SU-76I in here now. It's going to need to push forwards to do this, but yeah, not quite sure about this order being given there from Chromoxis. I think he needs to come round and try and deal with them from this kind of position up here. There is a Razvedka here though, but it's not pushing forwards right now. I think Chromoxis is busy dealing with units elsewhere, but that could be quite key in pushing forwards, trying to get shots off against the T4s in this area. And I think if he could take those T4s down, the Pioneer assaults, you know, they're close range infantry units, so they can get taken out at longer range distances. PE3 down in the southern side, but an IAR 81 coming in as well. Not quite sure what's happening here. The IAR does try to take out this M2A1 that has been done a brilliant job holding off those Pioneer assault units, but they do push forwards in the into the forest here. The Razvedka is firing off. I could have sworn that was a bazooka attack there, but it wasn't. Firing off against those Pioneer assaults, and they're too far away to actually use the flamethrowers. Now they push forward, double flamethrower surely, and those Razvedka are going to go down. And Shveri is going to count himself lucky that he didn't lose one of those T4s in that attack. SU-76I still here, will be able to now take shots at the T4s, but I think 2 against 1, the SU-76 is going to go down. Shveri is going to pick up the southern part of this battlefield as well. T-34, it was gun jammed, that's gone down, and ooh, the SU-76I does take down a T4. T4 misses the shot. Oh, that SU needed to get the kill, so I think it's going to go down now. Yeah. P3 too late coming in, but he does get the kill. Too late to turn the tide, but if I had have got that kill, the Pioneers really wouldn't have been able to take out that SU-76 very easily. You know, they could have tried to flame it, but as it stands, the SU-76 goes down. Shveri takes back fully the southern side of Chromoxis. Chromoxis is under just huge pressure all over the battlefield. 22 seconds left in this game. The M42s coming under fire from the Panzergrens across the river do take down a TACOM T60 there. There is another one just firing off here against those units. And I think it did get a kill there because it's being able to move. There we go. 27 minutes, 10 seconds. Shveri gets the victory. 3,220 kills to 2,465 losses. Congratulations to Shveri. Needed that to continue his chance of getting through the group stages in Division 3. Commiserations to Chromoxis, who does lose out, but really did push hard in that in that southern part of the battlefield early on. So a little bit unlucky, I think, at times. He was balanced up against Maverick, so Shveri really used that Maverick income, and the push into the northern part was the changing factor, I think. So it definitely was a good choice for Shveri to do that. And Chromoxis, I don't think he reacted too well to that push from Shveri up in the northern part of the battlefield. He brought in some AA units in questionable positions. One in the south, one in the north. That was 160 points lost when he really needed infantry units down on the ground. And if you think about it, 160 points, that's what, 9 infantry, 9 strokey infantry squads. So that's a lot of infantry presence on the battlefield. Let's have a look at the kills for Shveri. Wow, look at this T4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T-34s and 2 stars. You know, it is a Panzer IV-H. 2 stars. It's like I was saying in the other game, actually. The interplay between the kind of the better, more heavily armed Panzer IVs versus the more abundant but, you know, more lightly armed T-34-76. I think it's actually really quite good to see right now, because if you take those 2-star Panzer IV-Hs, they really do work well, but you are losing out a lot of availability. I think perhaps on a if the incomes are changed a little bit for maybe Vanguard and Maverick, and the, you know, the kind of early incomes, I think, do favour the more heavily armed units, because you can get them out onto the battlefield earlier with more income. So maybe if that gets altered slightly, we could see that interplay change a little bit, but I hope too much changes doesn't happen to this, because I really do like the T-34-76 Panzer IV kind of interplay right now. We'll have to see what happens with the tank range rework that is coming up, and I think might be on the way with the Burning Baltics DLC. I'm not 100% sure whether the tank range rework is going to be there, but I know they are working on it right now, so we'll have to see what happens with that rework. I hope it doesn't damage this interplay kind of too much. It might improve on it, you never know, but I think it'd be pretty hard to improve on it as it stands at the moment. Oh, the Ju-87 D5s, remember, I mean, Shveri won this match, and he did win it fairly convincingly by the end, but there were moments where, you know, he missed those Ju-87 strikes onto the ISUs. They could have been massive kills. But in the end, I guess those misses didn't really amount to too much. But yeah, imagine if he had have got those kills. He could have won with even more abundance of units on the field. Because I imagine those ISUs, you know, they did take some time to deal with, and they did take out some units. The P-48s, P-40N Ace Konstantin Dmitrovich Denisov does take down the Ford G917T Hotchkiss. Interesting kills there. The Rositas didn't really kill too much, but I did like the positioning towards the end on the hill in that northern side. It really shut down that northern positioning, and those Rositas, they are really good units to do that. let's have a look at Chromoxis, his early attacks. With the Rozvedka, yeah, getting that early Rosita kill. That was quite a big kill because those Rositas are fairly expensive. And the 20 mil kill on the half-track kill as well. Showing the power of the Rozvedka, you know, have one of those units in your attacking forces for sure. And you will pick off some decent kills. And that really allowed Chromoxis to push in the south and capture that southern position. And for a balanced player to do that, I think was really good of him. That's kind of the kind of attack I would have expected Sean to pull off. So yeah, Chromoxis did really well to pull off that southern attack. I just think from there he didn't react too well with some of his reinforcement buys, and I think that really allowed Shveri to push on in the middle part of the matchup. Strokey DP taking out quite a few Vanatori motos there, so good work from that. The ISU 122S did and the second one did pull off a number of T4 kills. So yeah, losing, you know, keeping those units alive to the Ju-87 attempted cluster strike was good work from Chromoxis. I'm not sure whether it was the good work of Chromoxis moving those vehicles out of the way at the right time, or whether it was the bad play from Shveri just whiffing those JU strikes. But yeah, the P40N Ayakupov attack with the double kill onto the Ju-87 D5. That was fantastic. I loved that. And the final ISU got brought out and did pick up 3 T4 kills. So you can see the power of the ISU 122S units. You've got to use those well. And Chromoxis, he did use those units well, but I think he just lost out with his other units. So yeah, commiserations to him. What a fantastic match. Really enjoyed the cast. Shveri picks up the victory, and he really did need that victory as well. So congratulations to him. Hopefully you enjoyed this game. Thanks very much for watching. Leave your comments down below. Please leave your comments down below. I love to read them. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. I'm Angry Birds. We'll see you next time.